Before starting, we'll do the Lordships. This is Jagannath Baldev Subhadramiya, Sudashani, Nitai Gaurachandra Bhavan, Vaman Devji, Parshuramji, Panchatattvaji, all the assembled devotees, and Vishwa Guru, our beloved His Divine Grace, is Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And we'll start with the prayers first. Om Ajnantimirandasya Jnananjana Sharakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Vishesha Shunyadi Pachatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Today we will be seeing three shlokas, and in these three shlokas, Krishna is telling Arjuna the science of surrender. So, how to surrender to the Supreme, to the Super Soul. So, we'll see shloka number 62, 63, and 64. So, Krishna has told Arjuna, and this is the ending part. And in this ending part, Krishna is starting that how you can surrender. So Krishna is the best teacher. As a best teacher, tells everything and then allows his student to understand and do the things accordingly how he understood. So in that way, Krishna is telling Arjuna everything, and in the next sloka 63, he's telling that now I have told everything. Now you have to decide what to do. So in that way, Krishna is the best teacher because he does not force his arguments over Arjuna. He gives Arjuna a free will. Krishna is giving free will to everyone. Then what to speak of Arjuna? Yeah. So we'll start with the shlokas, and then we'll recite one shloka and we'll see the detailed description by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. तमेव शरणं गच्छ सर्वभावेन भारत तत्प्रसादात् परां शान्तिं स्थानं प्राप्स्यसि शाश्वतम् तमेव शरणं गच्छ सर्वभावेन भारत तत्प्रसादात् परां शान्तिं स्थानं प्राप्स्यसि शाश्वतम् तमेव शरणं गच्छ सर्वभावेन भारत तत्प्रसादात् परां शान्तिं स्थानं प्राप्स्यसि शाश्वतम्. Any devotee wants to recite and read the translation?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna. Tameva sharanam gaccha sarvabhavena bharata tat prasadat param shantim sthanam prapyasi shashvatam. Translation: O sign of Bharata, surrender unto him utterly. By his grace, you will attain transcendental peace and supreme and eternal abode. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Mataji. So Krishna is telling Arjuna here, O son of Bharata, surrender unto him utterly. He means what? In the previous shloka, Krishna is telling that Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Riddeshya Arjuna Tishtati. Which means Krishna was telling Arjuna about the Ishvara, the super soul. And he is telling Arjuna that surrender unto him means surrender unto super soul. By his grace, you will attain the transcendental peace and the supreme and the supreme and eternal abode. So Krishna is telling that once you surrender to the super soul, the supreme Lord is not telling who is supreme Lord. Like Arjuna was knowing that Krishna is the supreme Lord, but how Krishna is telling Arjuna that you surrender to supreme, super soul within your heart. So in a purport we'll see how Prabhupada has given. So, here. So in the purport, Prabhupada is telling a living entity should therefore surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is situated in everyone's heart, and that will relieve him from all kinds of miseries of this material existence. By such surrender, not only will one be released from all miseries in this life, but at the end he will reach the Supreme God. The transcendental world is described in the Vedic literature, Rig Veda, as Tad Paramam Padam. Paramam Padam is in the Rig Veda, it is explained as it's a goal of Vrindavan. Uh, material is actually spiritual. But Paramam Padam specifically refers to the eternal abode, which is called the spiritual sky or Vaikuntha. In the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, it stated, Sarvasjaham Sannisho Mata Smritijnana Matumapohanam Cha Vedesha Sarvameva Vidyo Vedanta Krutveva Videva Chaham. The Lord is made in everyone's heart. So this recommendation that one should surrender unto the Supreme Super Soul being within means that one should surrender unto the Supreme Personality of God, Krishna. Krishna has been accepted by Arjuna as the Supreme. He was accepted in the 10th chapter as Param Brahma Param Dhama. Arjuna has accepted Krishna as the Supreme Godhead and Supreme Lord of all living entity, not only because of his personal experience, but also because of evidence of great authorities like Nanda, Sita, Deva, Vyasa. So Arjuna has seen uh, the Vibhuti Yoga chapter, like 10th chapter, all the opulences of Krishna, and he has personally seen Krishna is in the Virat form. He has accepted that yes, you Supreme Lord. And Krishna is telling Arjuna, yet you should surrender unto Super Soul, Supreme. So Arjuna understood, but still Krishna is telling that yes, you should surrender. And also one of the evidence is uh, Narada, Sita, Devala, Vyasa, great personalities. They were also explaining that we should surrender unto Krishna. So in the next sloka, how it will be, we'll see. Yeah. Iti te jnanamakhyatam guhyad guhyataram maya vimrushetadasheshena yatha ichchesi tata kuru. इति ते ज्ञानमाख्यातं गुह्यद्गुह्यतरं मया विमृश्येतदशेषेण यथा इच्छेसि तथा कुरु इति ते ज्ञानमाख्यातं गुह्यद्गुह्यतरं मया विमृश्येतदशेषेण यथा इच्छेसि तथा कुरु. Anyone wants to recite?
Hare Krishna, shall I, Prabhuji?
Yes,
Iti
Mataji,
te
please.
jnanamakhyatam gugyat gugyataram maya vimrushaitat seshena yadechasi tata kuru. Translation with Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thus, I have explained to you knowledge still more confidential. Deliberate on this fully and then do what you wish to do. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, thank you very much, Mataji. So we can understand, we can see here how Krishna is telling Arjuna that yes, I have told everything now to you. This is a Guhyataram Jnana. Jnana, which is Guhyataram, means it's a more confidential. Most confidential will come again in the next verse. But more confidential, that you should surrender unto Super Soul within your heart. You should surrender unto Supreme Lord. So, iti te ज्ञानमाख्यातम गुह्यात गुह्यतरम मया. म्हणजे माझ्याकडे जे सॉरी whatever knowledge is with me, that I have told you the best of that, more best. It's not most best, but more best. So how Prabhupada has told in just a minute. Yeah. So how Prabhupada is telling in purport, we'll see. The Lord has already explained to Arjuna the knowledge of Brahma Bhuta. One who is in the Brahma Bhuta condition is joyful. He never laments, nor does he desire anything. That is due to confidential knowledge. Krishna also discloses knowledge of the super soul. This is also Brahman knowledge, knowledge of Brahman, but it is superior. Little independence of the living entity in Bhagavad. Sorry. Here the words Yata Ichchesi Tata Kuru, as you like, you may act, indicate that God does not interfere with the little independence of the living entity. In Bhagavad Gita, the Lord has explained in all respects how one can elevate his living condition. The best advice imparted to Arjuna is to surrender unto the super soul seated within his heart. By right discrimination, one should agree to act according to the order of the super soul. That will help one become situated constantly in Krishna consciousness, the highest perfectional stage of human life. Arjuna is being directly ordered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead to fight. Surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead is in the best interest of the living entities. It is not for the interest of the Supreme. Before surrendering, one is free to deliberate on this subject as far as the intelligence goes. That is the best way to accept the instruction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Such instruction comes also through the spiritual master, the bona fide representative of Krishna. So this is a very important and very nice uh, uh, verse, or very meaningful verse, because when we want to surrender ourselves, we are giving fully. So we have to decide, because uh, we should not claim responsibility to anyone else. So that's why it's our own responsibility to take our own decisions, and uh, we should not hear anyone's blindly. So Krishna is telling everything to Arjuna, and then Krishna is telling Arjuna, yes, now you have your own intelligence, you should think on it and then decide. And whatever you will desire, then after that, then you should do that. So here Krishna is telling this, why? Because Arjuna has understood everything clearly, and then Krishna is telling that Krishna is also checking that how Arjuna has understood and how he will decide. He is not interfering into the free will of the any living entity. So every living entity has his little independence, and because of that independence is given by God Himself. So Lord will not interfere into that independence. So in our spiritual life also, in devotional life also, what to do is in our control. It's in our desire. It will not be forced by anyone. So here also, you all people, all devotees are joining. That is our desire. That is your desire. That's why we are joining here, right? No one is forcing us. Everyone is inspiring us. Like Sridhar Prabhu is inspiring everyone, but no one is forcing. Yes, right. So it's a voluntary act. Means no one will force us. But when we voluntarily do it, it will develop an attraction. Yes, I want to do it, and then Krishna is here also. Krishna is, as you like, you may act. Krishna is telling everything. Now you decide what to do. Because what happens, like when we decide, we follow it to our last breath, and we give that assurance to our spiritual master that yes, I will do it. I will take vow for initiation. I will take for vow for Brahman initiation. Then I will follow it to my last breath. That's why it's our own decision, and always we should take this own decision so that we will be responsible for our decision. And when we accept the responsibility, we will follow it with that inspiration, with that enthusiasm we will able to follow it with the mercy of Lord also. So in that way, Krishna is telling Arjuna about how everything is told by Krishna, all the jnana, and now he is telling you decide and do. So in the next shloka 64. Now in the next shloka 64, Krishna is telling Arjuna about the Guhyatamam. So we'll recite this and see how Arjuna is accepting this. सर्वगुह्यतमं भूय शृणु मे परमं वचा इष्टोऽसि मे दृढमिति ततो वक्ष्यामि ते हितम् सर्वगुह्यतमं भूय शृणु मे परमं वचा इष्टोऽसि मे दृढमिति ततो वक्ष्यामि ते हितम् सर्वगुह्यतमं भूय शृणु मे परमं वचा इष्टोऽसि मे दृढमिति ततो वक्ष्यामि ते हितम्. Anyone wants to recite?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, may I?
Yes, Mataji, please.
सर्वगुह्यतमं भूयः शृणु मे परमं वचः इष्टोऽसि मे दृढम् इति ततो वक्ष्यामि ते हितम्. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki jai. Because you are my very dear friend, I am speaking to you my supreme instructions, the most confidential knowledge of all. Hear this from me, for it is for your benefit. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Krishna. Thank you very much, Mataji. So here Krishna is starting about the Guhyatamam Jnana. So Sarva Guhyatamam Bhuya Shrunu Me Paramam Vacha. Oh my dear Arjuna, why I am telling you? Because you are Ishtosi Me Drudam Iti. You are my very dear friend. Krishna is telling Arjuna this Guhyatamam Jnana because Arjuna is very dear friend. So it's like everything has been told, like Dhyana Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, all yoga systems have been told, Sankhya Yoga, many different yogas has told by Krishna to Arjuna. And in the previous sloka, what Krishna told? Yatha ichchasi tata kuru. You decide what to do. You do as you like. But now in this sloka, what he's telling? So it's a very compassionate nature of Krishna. How compassionate he is. See, Krishna has told Arjuna, you decide what to do. But still, in this shloka, he's telling Arjuna the most confidential knowledge. And means he is starting now. So because you are my dear friend, I'm speaking to you my supreme instruction, that is the most confidential knowledge. And that we understand that it's the main gist of all the Bhagavad Gita, because this this chapter is a conclusion, the perfection of renunciation. What is the supreme instruction that Arjuna wanted here? And Krishna is telling us this supreme instruction in the next two shlokas, mainly the 18.66. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam raja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami masu. In that shloka, Krishna will tell, but here he starts that yes, sarva guhya tamam shruna bhuya shrunu me paramam vacha. My supreme instruction now you hear. Shrunu, please listen now. So we'll see. And that is for your Vakshami te hitam. This will be benefiting you. So Krishna is so compassionate and so much he saw Arjuna was totally confused, and then he is giving, okay, wait, I know you are confused. He is not telling you, but telling Arjuna, but he's speaking in that way. Yes, I know. So wait, I will give you the supreme instruction. That is the best confidential knowledge, the very best, the most confidential knowledge. And how Prabhupada is telling in purport that we'll see. So the translation, because you are my very dear friend, to you, I am speaking to you my supreme instruction, the most confidential knowledge of all. Hear this from me, for it is for your benefit. In the purport, Krishna Prabhupada is telling, the Lord has given Arjuna knowledge that is confidential, knowledge of Brahman, and still more confidential knowledge of the super soul within everyone's heart. And now he is giving the most confidential knowledge, most confidential part. So first was good, then the second was better, and now he is giving the best. Are you getting? So confidential, more confidential, and most confidential in that way. Degree, comparative, superlative, like that. So and now he is giving the most confidential part of the knowledge. Just surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. At the end of 9th chapter, he has said, Man mana, just always think of me. The same action is repeated here to stress the essence of his teachings, Bhagavad Gita. So he is telling now summary, the summarized way. So he's the best teacher. Krishna is the best teacher. I'm very proud that because I'm also in a teaching profession. So Krishna is a best teacher, and as a best teacher, he does like that. Why? Because he's giving free will also. He is not disturbing his free will. So all factors has been taken care. But as a compassionate nature of a teacher towards his student, he always gives best. So just always think of me. The same instruction is repeated here to stress the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. Means Krishna has already spoken this in 9th chapter. But again, after 9 chapters, 18th chapter, means 9th chapter means Krishna has spoken almost about 20 minutes before. Because Krishna has spoken all these 700 shlokas in 45 minutes on the day of on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. In just 45 minutes, Krishna has finished everything. Because purport and all everything translation is given to us because they were able to understand the Sanskrit. So Krishna was speaking, Arjuna was asking. So that was a dialogue of 45 minutes. And in that, almost in 9th chapter, he spoke, means almost in 20 minutes he may have spoken. Less than 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, because latter 11th chapter has many shlokas then. So at the end, he's again telling the same. He's reminding, yes, I have told you, Manmana Bhavamat Bhakto. You remember me. You always think of me. So means what? What always think of me means what? We have to engage our mind. Krishna doesn't want anything from us. Krishna just want our mind. Means when we surrender, our mind is automatically will be surrendering. So man manabhav mad bhakto. Krishna don't want our money and all because it is given by he is a Shada Ishwarya Purna. He has everything. But when we give our mind, when we think more and more about Krishna in every aspect, in every and each and every aspect, in each and every moment of our life, when we think of Krishna, then only our life is successful. Really, this is very important and very meaningful in following in our own life because in every part of our life, while drinking water also we can think of Krishna. Krishna is telling in Bhagavad-gītā itself, Rasom apsu kaunteya prabhasmi shashi surya. Rasom apsu kaunteya means I am the taste in water. So when we test water like a cooling and we feel a very relaxing, that is because Krishna is there. So we should think of Krishna every time, every moment. And when we start doing this, then we will be Krishna consciousness. We will be Krishna conscious at every moment. That's how Prabhupada has given the name International Society of Krishna Consciousness. consciousness. So when everyone in the world, everyone in the globe will think of Krishna, how the atmosphere will be. All the atmosphere will be Krishna conscious. See, when we go to temple, how the temple feels, how we feel the vibrations. We feel that vibes of Krishna consciousness. How? Because everyone was thinking, everyone is doing whatever activity that is for pleasing to Krishna. The main deity is on the altar, that is Supreme Lord. So when that consciousness is in everyone, that vibe spread all over the temple atmosphere. So that atmosphere gives us so much inspiration to practice the devotional service. So when everyone in this world will take up to Krishna consciousness, and every time they will hear, they will think of Krishna, then how this world will be the best place to stay. Not will it will happen, but we should go back to Godhead also, because Krishna has told us that come to me. That is the like he has the motherly nature, that wherever child is there, will always keep for her. But at the end, at the every day, mother will want that yes, he should come to me or she should come to me. So in that way, Krishna wants us to come back. He's inspiring us to follow. Inspiring, he's giving every knowledge, everything to us through Arjuna. But still at the end, he's telling, come to me, surrender unto me. So Krishna is giving this. The same instruction is repeated here as the essence of teaching of Bhagavad Gita. This essence is not understood by a common man, but by one who is actually very dear to Krishna, a pure devotee of Krishna. This is the most important instruction in all Vedic literatures. So Bhagavad Gita is the essence of all the Vedas, Gita, Upanishad, all the Upanishads. But in that, which is the important instruction, most important instruction, that is confidential knowledge. That is Sarvadharma. What Krishna is saying in this connection is the most essential part of knowledge. All the living entities. Are you understanding? See how Prabhupada is given last line, that yes, it is not only by Arjuna but by all living entities. So Krishna also wants us all to practice this, and all should surrender. So most confidential knowledge is not only for Arjuna, it is for all the living entities on this planet. So in this way, Krishna has given entire Bhagavad Gita, and Bhagavad Gita, how we have like almost finished it 2 times. Almost now we are on the finishing part. In 2-3 days we will finish it. But how Krishna is so meticulously given every knowledge, every part and part of this in a very sequential way. And when we understand and apply in this our life will be most successful. This life only we will go back to God. That is only the hope we have. And Prabhupada has given the very backdoor entry to all of us. And with the mercy of the spiritual master, with the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we can go back to Godhead, from where we will never return. Yad gatvana nivardante tadhama paramam mama. Krishna is telling that is the supreme abode. And when we surrender, even in if anyone has visited Kanchipuram, Varadraj, Sri Varadraj Bhagwan, then on the hand of Lord Varadraj, it is written Ma Shucha, means I will take care, don't worry. It's like Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Raja Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshayishyami Ma Shucha. So Krishna is telling that to Arjuna, and through Arjuna he is telling to all of us. So these instructions for all living entities. So thank you very much all the devotees for joining and attending every day without gap. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. We'll stop here.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Dandavat
Krishna,
pranams.
Prabhuji. Dandavat
Hare
pranam.
Krishna to all
Dandavat pranam to
devotees
everyone.
assembled.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Lord.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dhanyavad Pranam. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
So we'll end today. Hare Krishna.